The New York Metropolitans got their first win of the season, which was a big deal because they had a tumultuous week, to say the least. Woody Johnson came out publicly and said his quarterback was ass. Aaron Glenn tried to bench him, but Tyrod Taylor hurt his knee, so he couldn't.
Dude, is he need to be praying to whoever Justin Fields, because, man, Tyrod be going through it.
And after the game, a game that they came back from double digits to win, resulted in Justin Fields getting very emotional in the postgame, both emotionally and spiritually. Take a listen.
Yesterday, I'm praying like crazy, just for a win, and this I'm gonna get pretty vulnerable right here, but this week I kind of I found myself in my closet crying, on the ground, laying down, not because of the hardships, not because of the troubles. I felt like, I was built to handle that, and I was put in place to handle this situation. But in that moment when I was talking to my best friend, how hard it was, and just, not wavering faith-wise, I just had gotten a text from my sister and my stepmom, and it was just an encouraging text on, just keep going and keep spreading the faith. And they just sent me a link on social media. And I tell you guys all the time that I'm not on social media, so I didn't see it. So that was just it was just a sign from God for me to keep going, and that, I'm in the right place. Yesterday, I was just praying over and over and over again, just one win. And, but all that to say is that, God is real, God is good, and everything that we go through in this life is for a purpose. So, yeah.
I don't want to be a heathen, and I don't people who believe in God, and I'm not here to mock God or make a scene or make this is how he feels or whatever. But I can't take it. That one I just threw up in my mouth, and I got to tell you why. Because is that really where we are about a football game? God is good because he won a football game. What about the other players on the Bengals? Did anybody pray that they wanted to win a game, but he picked the Jets because Justin Fields really needed a win, so this was God intervening? And am I misreading the message he's telling us? That God intervened and helped the Jets win a game because this is what he prayed on? You don't think anybody else in NFL America is a Christian or believes in a God or a higher being or wants good fortune? And guess what? Good fortune doesn't always happen. That doesn't mean that God's good or bad or indifferent or whatever, doesn't hear your prayers, but he can't be the only guy. Maybe there were more guys on the Bengals who prayed to God that they wanted to beat the Jets, the god-awful Jets. That's maybe what happened. And this story, he's in the closet and he's on his knees and crying, and his prayers were answered. Really? People are starving. People are in pain. Is God really worried about the National Football League and helping somebody win a football game? Is that really where we are? Because I got a list for you, Almighty, and there's so many things that need to be taken care of. And it ain't a damn football game because one quarterback who happened to be 0-7 and ridiculed by his owner said, "Can you please answer my prayer?"
Rob, caution.
First of all, Rob,
I pray, I believe.
why your praise sound like a question? Let me scoot over a little bit. Just when the lightning strikes, you turn to a pillar of salt.
This time, it counts.
Really? Is that where we are over a football game? You're going to have faith. You can believe in stuff. All I'm saying is, where was God when the Detroit Lions can't win a Super Bowl for 50 years? Where was God when the New York Metropolitans haven't won a Super Bowl since 1969? Ask Knicks fans, have they prayed to the God above and asked for a win? Really? This is where we're going? We're going to minimalize God about a game? Come on, man. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. I'm not being blasphemous. I'm just telling you the idea that this is about a football game, really? And he's the only one who asked God that he needed a win. The only one. No, I guess everybody on the Bengals are heathens. And there are no Christians or no people who believe in the word and to believe in God at all because they lost. And it didn't work out for them. So what did they do wrong? Come on. You could be a believer and talk about the word and all that. Equating it to winning a football game, I'm good on that.
All right. There's a lot to unpack here. And I'm I was teasing you about, the lightning strike and all that. But there's a lot I want to touch on here. So as a fellow Christian, I absolutely believe God is real and I absolutely believe God is good. That is not debatable for me personally. Here's where it gets tricky. God can be good, but you and the Jets haven't been good, Justin Fields. And that's okay. That doesn't have to be that God isn't good because the Jets haven't been good. Like there can be a separate thing. And I want to educate folks on this. I think there's a misconception of vocation versus occupation. Vocation, like occupation is what you do, right? This is what we do. Justin Fields is a quarterback. Vocation is your deeper, more meaningful thing in life for you. And obviously for him, it's spreading the good news, it's spreading the message of Jesus Christ, it's spreading the message of God. And I think sometimes those get mixed up with people, meaning you can be a bad football player or your team is bad, you guys aren't playing well. That doesn't have to do anything with your faith. Now, for him, it's obviously trying to keep his spirits high, keep his strength high, keep his spiritual, antennas up and keep the faith for him and his team. But where I worry about Justin Fields is mixing the two of vocation and occupation a lot. And a lot of people tend to do that. Like people will say nowadays, especially on social media, if your job doesn't bring you so much meaning and so much clarity and so much fulfillment, you shouldn't do it. Well, some people got to have a job that pays the bill. You got to have an occupation that pays the bill. You know what you can also do? You can also have a vocational thing on the weekends where you volunteer your time. You help tutor. You help the homeless. You help go as soup kitchen and help those who are hungry. You can have an occupation and a vocation that don't always have to be intertwined. Some people are fortunate where they do intertwine. And I think Justin Fields is kind of in that where he's thinking they have the two combined. So where I worry about Justin Fields is the emotional and spiritual roller coaster he's going to go on if this is an every week thing. You get what I mean? Like if every week, that's a lot, dude, playing the quarterback position. What do we talk about quarterbacks? Talk about with pitchers. Talk about it in sports like tennis. Next one. You double faulted in tennis? Next one. Come on, focus. Stay in. Pitchers. Throw a solo home run to Ohtani? Didn't happen. You got to clear out your mind. Quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes thrown 2 interceptions again. That didn't happen. Focus. My thing is, my concern if I'm Aaron Glenn and his team around him is, dude, the emotional roller coaster that's going to come. You had a good game. We had a win. What if we get blown out next week? Now, are you in the lows again? Then we win and you throw 3 touchdowns. Are you high? Like, I can't do the emotional and spiritual roller coaster with you because part of this thing is being locked in and being focused. What do we talk about with guys like Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts? Try not to ride the emotional roller coaster. And it's difficult, and it'll happen at times, but you try to be locked in, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, because that's going to be too taxing on him. If with every win or every loss or every lull, couple of bad games, 2 good games, if he's going to do that, that's going to be difficult to play this position as long as he wants to play and be the leader of a team. Because what team is going to look for is steadiness. Team's going to look for you threw 2 interceptions, that you come in the huddle. I owe you guys a couple. Let's go. My bad. It's on me. Let's go. And if he's quiet and amongst it, I'm praying, that's going to be a taxing. And that doesn't have anything to do that he's now a bad Christian because he's not praying or not believing. It's more so, dude, the position in which you play leans towards consistency, good or bad. Leans toward having being even keel and not riding a roller coaster. And that's what I'm concerned for. Not a spiritual, that's a personal thing between he and God, he and his family, him and his personal walk with Christ. I'm with that. But your team is they can't do this, Rob. They can't do that because we need you if we go on an 0-3 game. You know, we lose. We need you if we ride 3-0.
You don't mean if, you mean when they go.
It's gonna happen. The ride, the up and down, and with Justin Fields, dude, I feel exhausted. You get what I mean? And it's too taxing in this position. He's 26 years old. I just looked it up. In his mind, I'm sure he believes he wants to play another decade. Dude, that's going to be hard to play. It happens all the time with coaches. Dude, I'll tell this to Rob G and even you. JJ Redick, you're going to have to find a hobby or something, bro, if a team loses and you go in the locker room and you might hear guys, yo, man, tough loss. Hey, what you doing tonight? Man, I'm probably going to play the video game on I'm going to take my wife out to dinner. I got this chick, man, at Magic City. Guys are going to do that. And if after a loss you're sitting there fuming at the mouth, and why aren't they in the dark room watching film like me? Dude, this stuff is going to be taxing. This is why you get coaches with heart conditions. So I just worry about Justin Fields and being able to be even keel and being able to have some, emotional stability, spiritual stability, playing a tough position in the hardest sport, the sport we love the most.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. I know it's a lot. I just really want to hear what you have to say in the comments. Are you good with them? Or are you not good with them? His own, I'm not knocking his belief.
What you're saying.
I'm
his
not.
Own personal walk with Christ
That's fine.
Faith is that.
That's fine. But the idea that he, God delivered him a win because he asked for one.
What about the banger linebacker who wanted a win?
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
What about the years he was in Chicago? He didn't pray for wins every game in those years? Well, I just don't even understand it.
It's a difficult thing, vocation and occupation. I think a lot of times people mix the two. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.